Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the 1989 Kenner RoboCop and the Ultra Police Nightfighter RoboCop. That's right, it's a retro review today, taking a look at one of my favorite figures from the 1989 Kenner RoboCop and the Ultra Police toy line. Nightfighter RoboCop comes on this really cool blister card that shows off some awesome artwork of the glow-in-the-dark RoboCop in the background. Inside the blister you can see the figure perfectly displayed with his accessories, including 100 RoboCaps. The back of the package shows off the figure's action feature, as well as gives us a checklist of the many figures and vehicles that were available in the RoboCop and the Ultra Police toy line. Alright, so let's take a look at this classic action figure outside of his packaging. The figure stands in the 5-inch scale and is very basic but appropriate for the toys that were produced during this era. This particular figure is a glow-in-the-dark figure, so he is mostly made of just a solid color glow-in-the-dark semi-translucent plastic. He is highlighted by some really nice looking metallic blue paint, which you can see all the way across his armor and even in the RBC on his left arm. The figure does include a removable helmet. You can pop that right off, and of course it fits right back on nice and snug, so you don't really have to worry about the mask falling off or anything like that just by handling the figure. Now this particular RoboCop's right arm is actually in the shape of a giant Gatling gun. He does have an additional accessory as well in the form of a handgun, which can be held in his left hand. There's a small little groove in his hand that the handle of the gun slides right into. It does look a little strange, as you can see his hand is still wide open even though he's holding onto this gun. Now the articulation is very basic on this. It's only the standard 5 points, which most action figures at this time had. So his head turns left and right, his arms move up and down, and his legs move up and down as well at the waist area. And that is all we get as far as articulation goes. Now this particular RoboCop has 2 action features. The first being those RoboCaps that he comes with. Now the RoboCaps are actually just these paper caps. A lot of toys back then actually utilized this really cool cap feature. It's not something we see a lot nowadays on most toys. There are 100 RoboCaps included on these 2 rolls of paper caps. And the way this works is there's actually this big black backpack thing stuck to his back that you can fold down. You could then guide one of the strips of the paper caps through the bottom of the backpack, and once you get it lined up in place, you can re-close that backpack to his back. Now there is a little silver lever on the back, and when you pull it, it does automatically feed the rest of the caps through. So pulling down that silver lever feeds through the paper caps, and releasing it makes it snap back for an awesome popping noise with the caps. You can see it works beautifully, and there's awesome smoke and sparks and that awesome smell you get from playing with cap toys and cap guns. And it works wonderfully, and it's just a really cool action feature to help simulate RoboCop firing off his gun. Now the second action feature is just that glow-in-the-dark feature that we discussed earlier. His whole body is made of this glow-in-the-dark plastic, so if you let him charge up in some light and then turn out the lights or even hold up a black light to him, he glows very brightly, and he is very cool looking. It's hard to go wrong with a figure that both glows in the dark and has an awesome cap-popping action feature. That's two really cool action features rolled into one really fun action figure. So there you go, guys. There's a look at the 1989 Nightfighter RoboCop figure from Kenner. This is one of my favorite figures from this series, and while the Kenner RoboCop series is all very basic, it's still a lot of fun, and one of those really cool classic toy lines that a lot of collectors still love to this day. It's another one of those strange instances where a movie that necessarily wasn't made for kids somehow got action figures directed towards kids. That seemed to happen a lot during this era, but hey, I'm not complaining. We got some really cool toys out of it. Until next time.